Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyle Lay, and this is my channel, Kyle B. Lay Fitness. So today, I'm going to be answering a question that I've been getting a lot lately, and that's what my training split is. So the way that I like to train, I like to combine two styles of lifting. That's bodybuilding, powerlifting, and that gives you power building. The way that you do that is, in the beginning of my workouts, I like to focus mainly on my big lifts like squats, deadlifts, and bench press, for example. And then I go heavy on those to build strength. And then towards the end of my workout, or as soon as I'm done with these lifts, then I'll go into more bodybuilding type movements where I'll be doing lighter weight and more reps to get more volume, to get more pump in my muscles. So the reason I like to include these heavy lifts at the beginning of my workout is because they're compound movements. So movements like the squat, bench, and deadlift, they're compound because it's a multi-joint exercise. You're using more than just one joint. So for example, if you're doing a bicep curl, all you're doing is just flexing from the elbow to work your bicep. But when you're doing movements like squat, bench, and deadlift, and even things like bent over row, lat pull down, you're engaging more muscle groups and more things are moving at once, which is why it's so taxing on your body. It uses up so much energy. I like to put it in the beginning so that way I'm still fresh when I'm able to do these exercises, because these are exercises that will help you grow tremendously. So you want to use all your energy on that before you go into isolation movements. So the training split that I feel like I got the most out of personally was by doing push, pull, push, pull. So push and pull twice a week with a rest day in between, and then I would rest on the weekend. So that's 4 days on and 3 days of rest. So after me showing you that split, I know a lot of you may be thinking, man, Kyle doesn't have legs on this. Did he skip legs? And the answer to that is no. I actually combine legs into my push and pull workouts. So despite just doing mostly chest, shoulders for a push day, and pull doing back and biceps, I also get legs in there because the cool thing about push and pull, like using a push and pull schedule, is that you can conveniently group these muscle groups together, or how to train these muscle groups by their motion. So if you can group chest and shoulders because they're like extending type motions into a push day, you can also do the same for your legs. To include legs into my program, this is what I do. I add my squats onto my push day and deadlifts onto my pull day. And it doesn't have to be strictly just squats and deadlifts, but you can find a leg exercise, any leg exercise that's either focused on a pushing motion or a pulling motion. So for example, if I want to work on my quads, I do squats on my push day, because if you think about it, when you're doing an exercise such as leg extension, that works out your quads. So extension and push, that goes hand in hand. That's why I pair it up like that. And then for pull days, I do things like deadlifts or anything that's good for my hamstrings, because when you're working on your hamstrings, you want to do like a pulling motion. So the way I think about it is, if I'm doing, so instead of a bicep curl, it's kind of like you're doing a leg curl. So like the hamstring curl machine, that's good for your hamstrings. So I put that into my pull day. So if you're interested in knowing exactly which muscle groups go into push and pull categories, I've made you guys a little list right here. So for my push day, I got things like calves, deltoids, glutes, chest, quads, and triceps. So these are all extending type motions, which is why they go with push day. And then pull, you got abs, biceps, forearms, back, hamstrings, obliques, and traps. These are all pulling type motions, which is why they're under pull day. So the reason why I mentioned earlier your heavy compound lifts is because compound movements will effectively hit all these muscle groups in just one exercise. So that way you can minimize the time you spend at the gym by doing less exercises. So like for me, I like to do about 5 to 7 exercises. So I mean, one of my big ones would be, let's say the deadlift, for example. When I do the deadlift, just by holding onto the bar, and that works my grip strength and my forearms. And then when I do the actual deadlifting motion, you work out your hamstrings, your abs, your core gets engaged, and then your posterior chain, so anything on your back. So, stuff like that. And like for the push days, for stuff like the bench press, for example, I'm including my chest and my front delts. So just include the compound lifts, you guys, into your push-pull program, and I guarantee you that you'll see better results. So a typical workout week would look like this for me. If I were to do a heavy push and pull day at the beginning of the week, then at the end of the week for my push and pull, I would tend to go lighter, because by doing that, I'm effectively doing my heavy and then deloading at the end of the week, so that way I'm not putting my body under too much stress. Because the heavy compound lifts, like the squats, bench, and deadlift, is very taxing on your central nervous system. So if you don't recover, then you won't be able to output as much on your next workout, which is why I like to go heavy, then light, or vice versa, light, then heavy, so that way my body can fully recover before my next heavy workout. But if you were planning to go heavy for all 4 days, then what I would suggest doing is maybe every 3 to 6 weeks include a deloading week. So all that really means is just for a full week, you're just gonna do lighter exercise so that you can still maintain your muscles, but your body can fully recover, so when you go heavy again, you'll still be able to grow. Because if you just keep constantly battering your body, it's not gonna grow. Rest is really important for growth, so that's why deload is important, as well as going light sometimes. So here's an example of what a typical push and pull day would look like for me. So on a push day, I would start off with a heavy bench press and a heavy overhead press. And then I'll go on to do my lighter movements, so bodybuilding style movements like lateral raises and tricep extensions and tricep pull down. And then you can add maybe a few more, but that's only 5 exercises right there. And then on my pull day, I would start off with something like a heavy deadlift, heavy bent over row. Then I go on to do lat pull downs, bicep curls, shrugs, and reverse flies. So when I do the heavy lifts in the beginning, I like to go heavier weight and lower reps, and then to build strength and size. And then when I go over to my stuff like lateral raises and curls and shrugs, I go lighter weight but higher reps to kind of tone up the body a little bit. So earlier I showed you guys a sample of the type of exercises that I do for my push and pull routines. So I mean, if that gets really repetitive, because it's important to kind of keep your body shocked at all times. You don't want your body to get used to one type of routine for too long, or you will stop making gains, you kind of just plateau. So the way to avoid that is just to do like something like a push A and push B workout, or pull A and pull B. So I would do something like, let's say 1 week I stick with a push A routine, then I would do like, for example, bench press, overhead press, lateral raise, tricep extension, and tricep pull down. And let's say maybe the next week I wanted to change it up, so I'll do a push B routine. I'll do incline flies, seated overhead press with the dumbbells instead, or maybe like Arnold's. And then I'll do the overhead tricep press, and then some dips or weighted dips. You know, the possibilities are endless, and you can do this for your pull routine too. So if you didn't want to do, let's say, your deadlifts for 1 week, you do heavy deadlifts, then the next week you can switch it up to like straight-legged deadlifts or rack pulls. Like, just keep your body guessing, because that way you won't plateau, and you know, it's important to work on your weaknesses. So maybe like if there's an exercise that you feel you're not good at, just include that into your programming and get better at it, because that's the only way that you get stronger and grow. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I hope you guys found the information helpful. If you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me a message or comment in the section below. I will get back to you. And if you also have any suggestions of what you want to see in the future, I would love to hear that from you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time.